just start playing something, kind of pull back the way you are, please.
Let's see.
There you go, that way I can get you ready. There you go. Perfect.
So you want to hear some moonshine?
Well, some songs and stories.
Huh?
Both of them. Have you got some moonshine songs?
No, I ain't. Well, I got one, yeah.
Okay, tell us a story and play it.
See if I can get my mind first.
All right.
Bless the lamb, little lamb, thy way, they were mine. Their breath it is, how sweet for boy, as the dew grows on the vine. I go up, come down, hollow part of me, moonshine still. I will make me 40 cows and sell to you one Jill. I will make my own liquor, I drank my own dram. If the old folk don't like it, I don't give a while. I have been a moonshiner for 7 long years. I have spent all of my money for whiskey and beer. That's an old song.
How do you go about, how did people make moonshine?
How do you make moonshine? Well, you get you a 50-gallon barrel, wooden barrel. I'll just start off with a little dab. And you take it and put it over fire and heat it. You take in, say, 2 tubs of water, number 2 tubs, washing tubs. Fill them full of water, get it to boiling. And you get your 2 pokes of meal. That's a bushel of meal, so that's a bushel of meal. You pour your water into your tub while it's boiling. You pour the meal in there just a little at a time. Put it with a stir stick, stirring it around just like you're stirring and making gravy or something or other. You keep stirring that around and around in there till you get all the meal in there and it cooks in. Well, when it get broke up and cooked good, well, then you cover your barrel up, put your malt in on top of your mash and stuff, and put flour in over top of it, kind of hold the heat in there. Let it sit there and cook for about 1 hour. Then you pour in some water, go stirring your malt down into your mash where you mush like where you cooked it, and keep on stirring it down. And don't stir it down too far, you can cook your malt and kill it. And well, as you get stirred to the bottom end, you go stirring that and fill your barrel up with water till you get up to the top. Then you keep stirring that till it gets that stirred down till it about melt warm. Then you cover that up. And then let it sit there about 4 or 5 days. It will work and settle down clear, then it will. Well, when it does that, well, you put your steel in and you build your furniture, set your steel in there, wall up around it, but don't bring your rock to the top so it won't scorch your stuff on top. And well, you pour your beer, when it works over, pour your beer into that still, put your partner there. Well, your cap and everything, it goes on the still as it gets ready to boil, put your cap and stuff on it. And it goes out into a worm, your worm sits in a barrel, out here, a flake stand they call it. And hit right around and around, it goes down till it comes out to the bottom down there. Well, the water, you keep that barrel full of water, and as the steam goes through that worm, it evaporates as it goes through there, and it comes out at the bottom, alcohol in. And that's the way you make liquor. And most times you run your sanglant off, we always run our sanglant off first, and then double them back, put fire cold and the sanglant and the steel. Give some, put in a rag, put in a funnel, sort of cut all that scum off your liquor and everything. And you said that steam goes around and around that worm. The worm's about 20 and 25 feet long. Once it goes to the bottom, that water all around your worm, it evaporates, and it comes out the bottom, alcohol. And I've seen it, one little drop and takes the hair off in your tongue, saying it. It burn you up, buddy. You put it in your mouth, it just seems like your whole mouth is just going like that. It'd be so strong. And then you run that till it get down weak. Then you take, pour that all in a crock or something other, and temper it down to about 90 to 100 degrees. Oh boy, I made my part of liquor then. And we lost sleep all night long making liquor. And get drunk next day then. I'm going to have to go back to the bathroom again. Where I've been operating.
What could you get a gallon for it back when you were making it?
We made it and sold it for $3 a gallon.
$3 a gallon.
Yeah, well, most of it sold for $8, but right down at the last.
During the Depression years, back in the 30s when you were a young man.
Yeah, just why people would make moonshine.
Why they would make moonshine, why they had to make it.
Well, there wasn't no money. But all the money was coming in here. The mines was all, wasn't no mines, well, the mines wasn't run over 2 and 3 days a week. Some of them wasn't run but 1 day a week. Some of them wasn't run none. And the people got in there loaded coal for 15 cents a ton. That's what they got for the coal, 15 cents a ton, loading coal. And there wasn't too many mines around that were working. And, well, people made liquor, and a lot of people, old people like Joe Lust, a lot of them had money saved up in the olden time. That's where he sold most of the liquor to. And sometimes if a man got out here and made a little money the other way, they would buy it off here, like making stays, split stays. And they sold, I don't know what they sold for, but railroad ties, they got down to 75 cents a tie. And you didn't sell very many of them either, for the L&N Railroad Company was pretty well stocked up on ties then. And you got down, well, they did get up to $1.25 a tie. And there were 3 grades of them, 5, 4, and 3. And when it passed down under 3, well, it was a cold tie. And people would go out in the hill and cut them at 8 feet and a half long. They would roll them down on a pit somewhere where they had a few of them score them with a double bit axe. Then they take a broad axe and hew them ties out till they get them down to 7 inches one way and 9 inches the other way. And the railroad tie now. I've made 8 and 9 a day of them. I was growing up. Yes, you paid $1/4 a tie for hauling them out and everything, or you didn't get much left out of a load of railroad ties. And that's where the money come in. Then the people, they would spend the last penny they had for a pint of liquor then. And that's the way the people made their money back in the old time. There wasn't nothing peddling. Now some people could peddle, raise stuff and peddle it, but it wasn't for peddle for everybody to raise stuff and peddle for. Just like now if I'd peddled off on the raise stuff and peddle it, well, I'd fill the market up. The other man raised stuff, he couldn't sell his stuff on I already had the supply deck outfit. And it was hard times back through the Depression. And making railroad ties, stays, is about the only thing, and a little mining is the only thing that there was any money coming in here in. And people, they just say this, they raise, eat what they raise, and raise what to eat. That's about all I had. I had well, now we raised hard. I had a uncle, his young'un, he raised his family on purely corn. He'd take his corn to the mill, have it ground, bring it back, and then make a big bowl of meal gravy on one end of the table, big bowl of meal gravy on that end of the table, and 2 big pones of cornbread, and they'd crumble that cornbread into their gravy, and they had that 3 times a day, and he'd raise the family on it. That's just how times was now. You put meal gravy, big pone of cornbread in front of somebody now, they'd walk off and leave it. They wouldn't eat it. You ever see any meal gravy made? I guess you eat some of it, ain't they? I'll eat a mess of meal gravy. I have my wife make meal gravy every now and then.
So people made liquor. Why did people make liquor then? Why did they?
Well, they made it to make a living on, and they made it to sell them, and a lot of them they made it just to get drunk on and everything. One time, me and a fellow named Fred Whitaker, we went to Leatherwood once, and get some liquor. It wasn't none around where we was at. We went to one place over there. No Palmer and everything got in our bit. Well, Fred said, I know there's some liquor on the creek here somewhere. We went up there to another place. Boy, sure ain't got none. The press said, I know there's liquor on there, but we can't get it. Well, the press said, let's go back to house. They're having a big dance at old Ray Camel. Well, when we turned around and started back, Cole Camel, who it was, said, boy, he said, how much were you first wanting? We told him we'd like to have about 1.5 pints, 2 pints, something like that. Yeah, I might find that much for you. We got that stuff, and we turned back up the hill and crossed the mountain to go out to get it. We got back up halfway the hill. Press said, boy, it's an awful long way to switch drinks. We opened that up. I'm going to tell you what, that's the worst liquor I ever drunk in my life. Took it on over there, and I got down drunk on that. Last word I knowed. I was playing the banjo, hook and line from Run Sets. And I played a little old song about hey, hey, ho, and the fun's all over, got in the bed turned over. That's the last I knowed. I passed out right there. But after 3 or 4 days, I couldn't eat a bite and nothing.
And when you would get together at your houses and stuff like this, or at the dance.
Yeah, people all back, get together at the house, have a big dance.
Okay, well, most of these dances peaceful. I mean, did fights ever break out, or?
Well, when they were growing up, everybody was peaceful. Everybody had liquor. Everybody drank the liquor and everything. So after we got up, the young rising generation boys got to growing up, they got to having fights, and we just broke our dances up and couldn't have any more then. And we figured if we couldn't have a dance without a fight, we'd just not have any more dances anymore.
What did they fight about?
I got there, you'd be drunk, and one word would call for another, and just raise a racket over another thing in the world is disputing one another's words about something or other. They get into a fight then. Old song. Hey, come down. Hey, come down. I'm getting big with the dog in the barn. I'm getting big with the dog in the barn. We worked out a slab darn ground high. Work, boy, work with the rib and tired. Work, boy, work with the rib and tired. And eating hot good work ground high. and her boy with a 10-foot pole. Run, her boy with a 10-foot pole, twisted with a big guy with hole. Groundhog. Twist, boy, twist, twist him out. Twist, boy, twist, twist him out. Green, got him by the hand, groundhog stout. Groundhog. Took him home with a tan hide. Took him home tan hide and make the strings every tide. Groundhog. Made the cover in the hide and a turn. Made the cover in the hide and a turn. Made him with the big guy be darned. Groundhog. Oh, groundhog with a put him on the bow. Oh, groundhog, put him on the bow. Man, nothing got his loose metal on the bow. Groundhog. And come the boy with a snicker and a grin. And come the boy with a snicker and a grin. Groundhog soft over her chin. Groundhog. That's an old song for you.
I bet that one come out of the Depression.
Yeah, no question to it.
Tell us some groundhog stories from the Depression. Tell us what all a groundhog was used for back during those days.
Well, groundhog people killed them up near them like Whitney. I tell you, Whitney got in the hill and have a dog. We got about 12 o'clock. Maybe a dog a whole one about 1 o'clock. But we sit down to digging. Lots of time we worked till plumb dark, digging that groundhog out of there. And you twist a pole in one, stick in one, you couldn't pull him out. You would set your feet against the bank, you couldn't pull that groundhog out. Man, he'd set his feet in that hole there. You'd pull a hold out in, but you wouldn't pull that groundhog out. And we'd work to dig him out. And if he was in soft dirt, he would out dig and get away from you. But if he's in hard dirt, rock, something like that, you dig him out. But if he's in soft dirt, he'd dig as fast as you can dig and get away from you. And you couldn't find him either. He'd pack that dirt in behind him. Dogs couldn't smell him. He'd pack that dirt in behind him so tight that you couldn't tell where it was the rest of the dirt, something or other. We'd dig him out, take him to the house, and sometimes we'd skin him and take him tan his hide and make shoestrings out of his hide. I don't guess you ever seen a groundhog shoestrings, have you? Have you? Oh, well, that's what I've done. Then take the meat, eat the meat then.
What did you do with the grease?
Well, most time we poured it out. That is, take the towel. Most time we took it and if it had a lot of fat on it, we'd take it and render it and make towel out of it and put it on your shoes to soften the leather up with.
Did you have did your mother ever use it on your chest to break up the coal, they say?
Yeah, yeah, you used to use it on
Rub
the
it all
chest,
over your chest?
yeah.
How do you cook a groundhog?
You put him on, cook him. You cook it down, you get it pretty well tender. You take it out of there then, and you put him in a big pan, like a bread pan or something like that. Put your grease in there. You lay him over in that grease there, then you put black pepper all over it. It makes it awful good. Go out and get some spice wood and cut it off a little short stick, about that long. Job it in that meat all over it. And put it in the oven and bake it. When it gets baked so much on one side, take it out, turn it over, and bake it on the other side then. And your groundhog good to eat, Timmy. That's the way you couldn't eat one, just cook it. But if you killed a real young groundhog, you could fry it now. They're pretty good to eat that way. But old groundhog, you had to parboil him. Then you got him tender. Then put him in a pan and put it in the stove and bake it in the oven. Yeah.
Do you still raise a garden?
Yeah. I don't know where I'm going to raise one this time or not. I ain't be able. Oh, I wish I was able enough to sing better. While I sang, okay, my chest is all messed up on me, the cold and everything. I can't sing like I used to. And That's what's going to get me on my garden this time. My chest not working fine.
Tell us about your dogs. What kind of dogs did you have in those days?
Well,
Good dogs?
mostly this is a groundhog dog and a rabbit dog. Yeah.
What kind were they?
That'd be what they call a feist, cur and a feist. That's what they have. Now, my brother had, no, my brother-in-law, no, my brother had a big old hound once, a big old black hound. And he was 3-year-old. And take him out, he wouldn't run nothing. They took him out one night, they want to kill him, not bring him back in. First time he took him out, boy, he treated a big possum up a tree. And, well, they caught it and killed it. Went on, next thing you know, he got us a big fox. He run hit till daylight. And, well, he decided to keep the dog in. And then every time he'd go out of a night hunting, he'd tree a possum, or he'd get a fox and run all night one. And he kept the dog until my brother took down a typhoid fever. Charlie Rattlers used to live right there, offered my brother $200 for the dog and he wouldn't take it. And he got down with a typhoid fever and needed money to get a doctor with. And his brother was supposed to give him $25 for the dog. I think he got $6 out of the dog. Actually, he was offered $200 for the dog.
A good dog was really important in those
It was then, yeah. He was a big hound, black hound.
What kind
Now-
of, oh, I'm sorry.
Now, go ahead.
What kind of food did you raise in your garden? What kind of things do you raise?
Well, we raised beans, we raised lettuce, we raised mustard green, and corn, sweet corn, we raised it, and beets, sometimes we raised beets, carrots, and we raised okra, all that we raised in the garden. And it seemed like something other else, I can't remember what.